Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. And you're in for a real treat today, folks. It's another episode of Brooklyn Secrets, the amazing trolley system in Brooklyn and, of course, New York City. What happened to it? Where did it go? Why was it taken out? You'll be amazed to find out why. Or maybe you wouldn't be. Politics are always politics, right? So please join me on a really cool episode of Kindred Souls of Brooklyn, Brooklyn Secrets. But eerily enough, before I start my talk, I want to show you a little clip I put together, which comes from my favorite Disney movie of all time, Roger Rabbit, which Judge Doom eerily basically echoes what essentially went on with this. But I'll tell you more when I start my part of it. But hope you enjoy this little clip from Roger Rabbit. It's really cool. Christopher.
Where people get on and off the freeway, on and off, off and on, all day, all night. Soon, where Toontown once stood will be a string of gas stations, inexpensive motels, restaurants that serve rapidly prepared food, tire salons, automobile dealerships, and wonderful, wonderful billboards reaching as far as the eye can see. My God, it'll be beautiful.
Come on. Nobody's gonna drive this lousy freeway when they can take the red car for a nickel.
Oh, they'll drive. They'll have to. You see, I bought the red car so I could dismantle it.
So hey, so I'm going to get on the trolley here in Siesta Key. And wasn't that eerie how, I mean, of course, Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, was made in 1989. But what Judge Doom pretty much said echoes the fate of the trolley across America and Brooklyn and New York City, which was companies like Firestone and Motorola and General Motors in particular. They were the reason what pushed the trolley out. There was a company called NRC, which infiltrated a lot of companies, a lot of rail companies, and they worked hand in glove with all these other big companies, essentially because the trolley was very low maintenance. It ran on electric, as opposed to, think about buses. They need oil changes, they need tire changes, they need tune-ups, gasoline. So it was a big controversy of getting rid of the trolley, and the last trolley rode in Brooklyn in 1956, which is, God, that was a heck of a year for Brooklyn. The year the Giants and mostly the Dodgers left Brooklyn in 56, went to California, and the trolley left. I mean, holy cow. Speaking of the Dodgers, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Brooklyn Dodgers, I mean, Brooklyn loves their trolleys, right? Love it to this day. Too bad there's only one in Greenwood Cemetery riding around. But anyway, the Brooklyn Dodgers actually got their name from trolleys, because a Dodger was someone who, when trolleys would ride down the street, you didn't want to get hit, and it was called dodging a trolley. So the Brooklyn Dodgers got their names from, the name came from dodging a trolley. So that's why the Brooklyn Dodgers are called the Dodgers. I mean, it's crazy. So I'll put his picture up over here, but another big, now I gotta say, I'm a big motorhead. I love cars, but I also love modes of transportation. I drove the monorail at Magic Kingdom and Disney for a long time, and I just love modes of transportation, love buses, nothing against them. But Robert Moses, who I did a video on about the Prospect Expressway, if you guys remember, he was a huge proponent of the automobile. And essentially they just wanted to, they were all working hand in glove, and they wanted to get rid of this poor trolley. And, in talking about the trolley, the only big problem with the trolley was that it couldn't deviate from the track. And so that meant if there was someone who had fainted on the trolley track, they couldn't move them, the trolley would stop. The other big problem with the trolley was that because it was on the track, they would leave people off. Now I have a great picture of this, I'm gonna put it up over here. This here is a picture of a trolley, the Prospect Park West trolley, which I don't remember the number to, but you could see it in this picture. Trolleys always left people off in the middle of the street. So the only other big problem with the trolley was that it would leave you off in the middle of the street, and a lot of people, well, I don't know how many people, but people here and there would get hit by cars that were going around, dodging, if you will, dodging the trolley, and that was an issue with the trolley. But apart from those two things, the trolley was tremendously efficient, tremendously inexpensive to run, and it was a crying shame that was taken out all across America, because all these companies were working hand in glove with Moses, and people were getting kickbacks, And it was the same story in many cities across America. That company NRC that I told you about infiltrated so many places and was so instrumental in getting these things removed. So these things happen, but it's a really shame because I wish, like San Francisco, we still had trolleys in Brooklyn, at least on a very limited basis. Would have been really nice. So the trolley was always important to me. You know, I grew up, a big shout out to my Uncle Edmund, who's long passed. He died like in the 60s, but he was a big fan of the trolley. He had a lot of 8mm movies of the trolleys. He was, because of that, our family always loved trolleys. And it's funny, where I grew up, where I went to high school, in Bishop Ford High School, a lot of people, big shout out to Bishop Ford High School, Catholic high school, that's not even in business anymore. It's now a public school. A lot of you guys might not know this, but before it was Bishop Ford High School, it was actually a trolley barn, because that's where the line ended. I forget, again, I don't know the number of the line that is. Maybe some of you guys would know that, but before that it was a Civil War prison, but that was the trolley barn before Bishop Ford, which opened up, I believe, in 1962. So that makes perfect sense. You know, the trolley left in the 56 and 62 Ford opened up. But you know what's so amazing too is that all these trolley tracks are still underneath a lot of the pavement in Brooklyn. And I remember recently, before we moved to Florida, they actually took up a segment of track, and people actually taking the tracks as souvenirs because it was just that important to them. And you know, just how things are, and just a lot of happy memories with trolleys. Like I said, I wish we were like San Francisco or New Orleans and Brooklyn, where we still had a trolley system set up. People have talked about it off and on, starting something like that, but it's a really tough thing to start because with all the regulations and stuff. But it's just a shame how politics killed the trolley, and you know, and now we just have all these buses, which now we're worried about the environment and fumes and diesel smells and all that stuff. Electric. I mean, we're all talking about electric here in 2022 and before. Well, the trolley was fully electric, environmentally friendly. And what did they do? They took it away. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll come back again. Maybe they'll build a monorail. That'd be cool. I'd be in favor of that. So speaking of trolleys, here comes the Siesta Key Trolley. Now, of course, this trolley does not run on rails, but it's more of a bus, obviously. But I still love it, and this is one of my favorite things to do. I was working like 7 days in a row, so Siesta Key is just, it's my happy place here in Siesta, and just love the beach, love going to see the manatees. And so I'm going to continue talking about the trolley as this comes up. Figured I'd show you. Look at this here. They rent these little vehicles. That's going to be another video one day. I got to do that with Carrie. So yeah, here comes the trolley. We're going to get picked up. And we're actually going to do a video tomorrow as well. There's a new trolley line that just started today in Lido Beach, where we're going to have our waffles event. So as you can see, this goes to Turtle Beach. And I don't know if I still need a mask on here or not. I think I do. How you doing, my friend? We still need a mask?
Still do.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. So here we are inside the trolley, headed to Turtle Beach. It's Carrie. So hey, we're Pat and Jill from all the way up Minnesota.
Yes.
And we're the videos about trolleys. How you guys doing?
Loving this.
You enjoying Sarasota?
Yes.
Well, hope you guys have the best time ever. Had to put you on the video, make you famous.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, you guys enjoy yourself.
You too.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So I'm going to put up that little clip right here of NCL, National City Lines, which is that company. And they did face repercussions later on, but by the time the repercussions came, it was they had already done damage in 25 different cities, and it really didn't amount to much. The trolley was gone. But the memories last. The memories survive. And, you know, people have a very sentimental thing with trolleys and trains. And like I said, just a shame that they had to take those out, because no one knew back then how environmentally conscious everybody was going to be getting, you know, 70, 80 years later. And here we are, you know, maybe wishing that some of the trolleys were still left in there. I know I sure do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And please subscribe. Please drop me a line. And do you guys have any trolley stories? I'd love to hear them, especially the Brooklyn trolley stories. Maybe you guys have grandparents who worked on the trolley. Maybe you guys have different stories, people who are mechanics and drivers, whatever. Really good situation. So thank you once again. Please subscribe, drop me a line, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys, and see you real soon. Take care now. Alrighty, bye-bye.